I actually grew up in Savannah, Georgia on Rosemont Hill, and Rosemont Hill was kind of like a housing development, but my grandmother actually owned the property. And I remember me and my sister and I sharing the same room. And my father was a drugstore aide at first, and then he started a construction company. And I remember moving from Rosemont Hill into our very first home that my father built under the Polote construction company. My father went from being a drugstore worker to owning his own construction company and building our own house. And I had my own room for the first time in my life as a little girl. And I'll never forget it, because when I saw that, I realized that my father's dream was no longer deferred, and that if I just believed that I could do the same thing. My biggest supporter is my husband. Everything that I do, my husband supports it fully. Every book I write, every business that we open together, every person that comes into my life that I pour into, my husband is there to be my strength, because it takes a lot to do the things that I'm being called to do. And he is always there with a listening ear whenever I need him. My parents, Benjamin and Greta Polote, are the biggest role models that I could ever have in my life. My father taught me, and my mother, that anything is possible if you just believe. So I've believed that my entire life, because I've seen it by example. I watched my father and mother build a corporation, from just building houses to building roads to building banks to building courthouses. I've seen it all because of my parents. My defining moment came, my husband and I actually owned fitness club franchises, and it spoke to me, but it didn't speak to me until I published my very first book, which is Words from the Spirit for the Spirit. And when I watched the effect that that book had on people's lives, I realized the power of my words and my thoughts and what it could do for people. And so I just began to write other books. And then I realized that this actually is a business. Books are a business. I can turn books into plays, into movies, into helping other people live their wildest dreams by sharing their stories. And it just took off from there. So I was able to take that one book and turn it into 12 books, a stage play, soon to be a film, and so many other things. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that defining moment in my life to realize the power of words. One of the many obstacles that I've had to overcome is feeling as though I was enough, that I could really do it, that I could get to the table and stay to the table, that I could be the only woman in the room but still command the room, that I could close the deals. And once I got clear on my power, the power within me, there's nothing that can stop me. Nothing or anyone can stop me. And once I got clear on that, that was the game changer. The one thing that I would change is I probably would have only purchased one fitness club at a time instead of 5. I think it was a bit lofty for us at that time. That would be the one thing that I look back on the most, because it was big risk, and I know with big risk come big reward, and that's in life. But that would be the one thing, is I probably would have opened one or purchased one and then maybe purchase the rest later on. There are 2 pieces of solid advice that I want to offer. One is to stay focused. Stay focused on the prize. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right, just look straight ahead. You have to live your life as a champion and realize that whatever goals you set out to, if you stick to those, you will achieve them. The next thing that I think that is very, very important is don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by people, places, and things that are not even tied to the dream that you're chasing.